Hello guys, can you guys hear me? Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me or not. Is everything clear? My audio and my stream, is it clear? Thank you everyone and good morning. I don't know what was the problem before. Okay, like everything was all right. I think there was some problem with my OBS and I then restart my computer and it's now good again. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. So that's what I'm looking on US 30. We have a 8:30 news today, right? It's a high impact news. So again today we cannot trade at 8:30 because of the news. So I'll just go over everything that I outlined and I'll be quick with that because I want to see what the 8:30 news will do. So that's what I'm looking at today on US 30. We have relative equal highs here, right? That price generated yesterday. This candle's high that comes in at 33,863, and then again this candle's high 33,860. So it's lower than this candle right here. So these two candles are relatively equal high, and yeah, that's what I'm looking at today. And if I take you onto the daily chart, it will make more sense to you. You can see that the breaker block is here. That's a lower low. Price took the liquidity from here, then that's another lower low. So these up close candles are a breaker block, and you can see the price came down, right, and got support from it. So me, I'm not like super bearish today, but I'm expecting price to provide internal sell side liquidity and run like yesterday it was like aggressive run towards the buy side, right? If you guys remember, I did a 4-hour stream yesterday, so that's not a usual thing for me to do, but I did it. And you guys saw it, how it was yesterday. Like it was very hard to catch a trade, and I did caught a trade on my live funds and I got like 2 partial and that's it. So let's see what it does today. We are not gonna force any trade idea. If I see a trade idea, okay, if it's not like if I cannot take it on my live funds, I will take it here and I will check like if our trade idea works or not. Not every trade I will take that I take here is gonna be like 100% confirmation or 90%. If I'm taking a trade on my live funds, I will tell you guys. So that's these two levels, that's what I'm watching today. And we have this inversion, 4-hour inversion. You can see that that's a CB, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. And if I extend it out on time, you can see that this CB failed to provide support for price towards the sell side. So that's an inversion now. So we are seeing support from this inversion here. Okay, so let's go to the hourly chart. Okay, so you can see that how price is getting support from this inversion here, and we do have another equal high here. If you can see it, that's a relative equal high here. So let's see what price does. Okay, price is like coming to the equal highs and then rejecting from the rejection block. It's not taking the highs for like last 2-3 weeks. So yeah, so let's just like sit around and see what price does. And we have a volume imbalance here. You can see that. So I'm expecting a run at least on this volume imbalance at news. So let's see what happens. This volume imbalance is currently unfilled, and above this volume imbalance we have internal buy side liquidity. So I'm not expecting a bearish price action on news at 8:30 news. We got like 2 news at 8:30. Let's see what price does. You know, like we have an inversion here that I marked for you at 4-hour, and you can see the price is getting support from it. And again, price came down, generated another BC here, and price is getting support from it too. So not news bearish at 8:30 news, but after 8:30 we'll see what price does. I'm expecting a run on this volume imbalance, and if price is still volatile and aggressive towards the buy side, it can come up and take out this internal buy side liquidity. And if it wanna provide more liquidity, it can come up and get done with this equal high and buy side liquidity. So let's talk about dollar. And before I do that, I'm on Nasdaq right now, and you can see the price came down to this fair value gap. That's a 50-minute fair value gap. That's where price is getting support from, and that's a volume imbalance. And you can see that how price is getting rejected, right? And we have a new day opening gap here, and price didn't tapped into the midway of this new day opening gap. So what I'm expecting to see is a run on here, 0.5 level. Now the price got rejected from this fair value gap again. It came down, hit this fair value gap. It's a 50-minute fair value gap. It got support here once, twice, and the third time here it got support again. So let's see if this fair value gap holds our expectation. If it does that, we can expect to see a run on this equal high, right? Let me mark it for you. So our draw on liquidity will be this equal high above this volume imbalance, and after that, if price is still volatile and want to offer more buy side liquidity, right, it will come up here, and that's what I'm expecting. This 0.5 level, right, new day opening gap, I'm expecting a run on here. And if I zoom in a little bit, you can see a CB here. That's a CB, right? So let's see if this CB holds price towards the buy side, right? Price is now rejecting from this CB, so let's wait and see if this CB provides support for price towards the buy side. So what I'm expecting this CB to get failed. Let's look at dollar. The draw on liquidity on dollar is above this equal high. That's what I think. You can see the price generated a lower low, then another lower low. So these up close candles right here becomes our breaker block, right? And you can see how price went above this breaker block and closed the candle's body above it. So what do we expect? We expect to see price remaining heavy towards the buy side, right? So and you can see the Dixie dollar got support from this 4-hour BC here. So I have a lot of confirmation that's telling me that I'm bullish on dollar. And the draw on liquidity, you can see it is clear, very clear, this equal high. So if dollar is providing support towards the buy side, indices will drop, right? But they are moving together for like last couple of days, so they're manipulating a lot. It's not a high probability condition. When dollar and indices moves together, it's not a high probability condition, so you should just avoid trading those days, and you should wait for the time when dollar will move against indices. That's the high probability condition. So I'm just gonna wait and see how dollar behaves. And if I take on to the euro USD chart, gold, on gold, I know a lot of you trade on gold. Our draw on liquidity is below this relative equal lows, and if price is still volatile, you will see that price is coming down here and taking out this relative equal lows here. So that's what I'm expecting, to be honest. And if I take on to the euro USD, right, if you guys remember yesterday, this whole move towards the sell side, I called it live in front of you, and I gave you two target, not like all of it. I gave you two target, this fair value gap here and then this fair value gap here. I told you guys watch and see if price feels it, and price did deliver to both of the target that I shared with you with precision, folks. That's something like very few people can do in live stream. You know, like anyway, so that's our internal sell side liquidity here, and our draw on liquidity is in this rejection block. On forex, what I saw is like price get rejected from the rejection block quite a lot. So that's a rejection block, and that's where I see price coming down after providing liquidity in this sell side. So yeah, let's see. We have a news in 5 minutes, so it's a high impact news. So nothing is certain because of that news. So I'll drop down to the 5-minute chart, and I'll watch and see how price behaves from this inversion. We have this inversion right here, and then we have this volume imbalance that I told you guys, right? That's our draw on liquidity. That's what I think is our draw on liquidity. It might be different from your thoughts. So let's see what price does, and I do see a lot of relative equal highs here, so I'm expecting a run on buy side at news. I'll put a Nasdaq chart next to it, so we'll be able to check both pairs. Okay, on Nasdaq, now that I'm on Nasdaq, you can see price generated relative equal lows right here. That's our relative equal low, and we do have buy side liquidity. I don't have a clean analysis today. Okay, I can see a new day opening gap that is unfilled. So to me, I see draw on liquidity there. At the same time, I see equal lows, so I can see liquidity in both side of the marketplace. That's where I don't have an edge. When I see both liquidity in both side, okay, I cannot call the market will have to deliver one side first, and then I will have a clean analysis. On Nasdaq, what I see and what I think we should happen is like price delivered sell side liquidity a couple of times and left relative equal highs here, right? And this unfilled new day opening gap, price didn't tap into the midway, so that's what I'm expecting, a tap into the midway of this new day opening gap, but at the same time price generated these relative equal lows. So not me who can like tell you where price will go on this news. Let's just wait. Okay, after 8:30 we have a news at 9:30 9:45 we have Chicago PMI at 10 USD. I don't care about these two news. Okay, I traded before in past these two news. PMI is nothing, and then that's a EOM. So yeah, I think I will trade both of the news. So we should show patience to the market at 8:30 news rather than predicting what should happen. Let's see what price unfolds to us. Voice is too low, really. I don't know how to fix it. It's like I did everything I could. My OBS is high, but I don't know what's the problem. Wow, audio is very low. Is it good now? I think I will have to take the microphone near my mouth, and then I think you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me now clearly? Okay, I think I think I should put this microphone near my mouth, right? It was like far away from me, but now I put it in my near to my mouth. I put it a little bit away because I talk a little loud. So I'm not a calm person at all, and if I talk like in a low voice, I feel like you guys cannot hear me, and it's okay. I can do that. So the drawn liquidity is here on this volume imbalance. That's what I'm expecting. Okay, I may be wrong, but very less that I care because I'm not trading at 8:30 news, right? But let's see what price does. I also do see relative equal lows down here. So I don't have a clean analysis, to be honest, folks. Like, if price does not show me something, look at the news. Wow, it opened higher and then it dropped instantly. What was that? Do you guys watch it? Like, this candle here, we didn't saw it open. It opened higher, and we didn't saw it drop either. It just instantly, like in millisecond, it happened. Wow, that's a very aggressive move. Oh my god, I have seen a lot of moves. Okay, like this one is new to me. I've been trading for like more than 2 years. To be honest, I have never saw a move like this. Like, every news you see where the price is opening, at least you see that, right? But here you didn't even. I didn't saw where it's opened, and I didn't saw the drop. It's like this whole candle opened black. Wow, that's something that I experienced new today. Let's look at dollar. Okay, dollar is bullish. Dollar delivered our drawn liquidity here. right? Dollar cleared the equal high, and we have our drawn liquidity next here above these equal highs. Yeah, maybe it's because of the broker currency.com. I'm using currency.com. I also have, yeah, on edit cap it was clean clear, but on, yeah, I think it's because of the broker, huh? Anyway, that's the reason like you should not trade before a high impact news. Even if your idea is correct, okay, market will run both side and it will take you out. Like just like that, it opened higher, then it moved lower. So basically what it's doing is doing stop hunt. So you guys can see the draw on liquidity was correct, right? Price is moving aggressively towards the buy side after delivering sell side. You can see that on US 100, I told you guys I can see liquidity in both sides of the marketplace, right? So price cleared out these equal lows. So what I'm expecting right now, a run on this new day opening gap that I was like talking about when I started the stream. I want to see price coming here again. Okay, that's what I'm expecting to see, a run on this new day opening gap. I don't know why the drawing never shows when I split the screen. Like on this screen you can see price is showing the drawing, right? But on other one it's not showing the drawings. Why? And I don't know how to fix that. Does anyone know how to fix it? I need to click where they're linked. Okay, on the left. This, yeah, it's new drawings are replicated to all charts in the layout and shown when the same ticker is selected. Yes, that's the same ticker. I'm using both charts same, don't I? Yeah, currency.com, and yeah, everything is good. It's like this one is open. Anyway, guys, like it's nothing like important, but if there was like the drawings that I did, right? I need my drawings. Other than that, like it's very hard to see without the drawings. On Nasdaq, price delivered to the volume imbalance that I marked from, I guess, 60-minute chart, maybe 15-minute. Yeah, the volume imbalance that you see here, that's our volume imbalance, and price delivered here very nicely. Let's see what it does. Price generated relative equal lows on US 30. You can see it here. Relative equal lows down here. So I wanted to see a run on this volume imbalance and then a drop, but a drop happened first, and now let's see after price delivers liquidity here. If it does that, let's see if it goes above this volume imbalance, go to this volume imbalance or not. On 1 minute chart is massive, like a lot of choppiness on 1 minute chart, right? So this last month and this month was like not favorable for us, like not at all. To be honest, like there was very few setup, very few clean setup, and price is just like leaving equal lows. Me, to be honest, guys, I'm an equal high and equal low trader. I see both of those liquidity as a strong level of liquidity, and I target those. Okay, I do not push the button when price generates a double bottom. I don't buy, or double top, I don't sell. I literally target that. And for last couple of days you can see price just coming down, right? Not even taking out the equal lows, it's just rejecting from the rejection block. And if you guys don't know what a rejection block is, it's this week that you see here, right? That's our rejection block. So if I mark it, you will be able to see it clearly. What do you see here? Price came down, got orders from this rejection block. So what it's basically doing is like it's supporting retail trade ideas rather than ours. Market, you know guys, what, like every concept, it doesn't matter ICT or retail. I prefer ICT because it's clean, the knowledge, your improvement happens quite fast with ICT concept, where if you use like a retail concept, nothing is organized. There's no rule on retail concept, but every concept does work. Like trend line, it will work. And then other concept like double top, double bottom, you can see that it's working in front of you. If I was a retail, I would have told you guys, okay, I can see a buy now. But what market is doing is like it's manipulating quite a lot, right? Look at that here. Retail will buy here, but after that, what's happening? Market is coming down again. So it will hunt their stop loss, then it will go up again. It will hunt stop loss towards the buy side again, and then it will drop. So market currently is now, to me, I see it in a seek and destroy mode. Like it's generating liquidity for the retails, then it's also taking that out, then it's generating liquidity for retails again, taking it out again. So it's happening like that. So it's not a favorable condition for like scalpers. But if you are a long-term retail trader, right, the long-term, the folks who trade on like 60-minute chart, if I take you onto the 60-minute chart, right, you will be able to see prices like getting support from rejection block quite a lot. Like it's generating double top, then it's getting rejected, then double bottom, then it's getting rejected from there. It's not taking it out, so it's favoring retail traders. So that's what I see, to be honest. I'm not bearish on US 30 because of this inversion. If price is going below this inversion, then I'm bearish. Until then, I'm not. And nothing is happening. Market is just choppy. What do you guys think? Can we expect a good run at 9:30? Like there's news at 9:30, right? There's a PMI 9:45, Chicago PMI. So it's a medium impact news. So let's see what happens. If price presents us a clean setup at like 9:20 to 9:30, that's not what I'm expecting to see because of the news. At 9:45 we have a medium impact news. So I think we'll be able to trade our 9:50 to 10:10 macro, right? US 30 is similar to E-mini, right? Yeah, it's the same. The only difference will be like just couple of ticks because of the broker. Other than that, they move the same. Yeah, see, and that's what I'm expecting to see a good move at 9:50. But right now, to be honest, I don't see anything. It's just chopping around. But if it's delivering towards the sell side, as CN is saying, let's see what do we have on sell side. We had this unfilled fair value gap here on 50-minute chart, and price just delivered to it beautifully. Right, price came down, filled it completely, and then it went up, showed us that it wanna move towards the buy side. And if I look at what do we have on sell side, I can see a couple of unfilled fair value gap and a lot of equal lows, a lot of equal lows here. But let's see what price does. If price wanna do something, it will give a signal. Right now I don't see any signal from price, and if I don't see any signal, this whole candle, I wanna see price getting out of this candle. Okay, this news candle, after 3 minute on 50-minute chart, a new candle will generate. So then that's when I'll have a clean analysis after this candle closes. And if I zoom in a little bit, folks, look how price is supporting rejection block. That's a rejection block. And what do you see here? Price came down, right? Got support from this rejection block again here once, and it's doing it again here twice. But right now I think it will run the stop of retails, right? Let's go to the 3-minute chart. Yeah, it's just chopping a lot, very slow, right? Anyway, I'm gonna hide this drawing, this inversion. Just remember that this gray shaded box that you see is our 4-hour inversion. Now I will go to the forex. Okay, on Euro USD I will talk about Euro USD. This US30 is just a shitty thing right now. Rather, I think Euro USD is clean. Minutes, okay. So let's drop down to the Euro USD. Let's see what's that doing. So on Nasdaq, you can see that price cleared out this equal high, right? I marked it here in front of you. If you guys remember when I started the stream, some of you just joined here, so I marked it here, and I told you guys that minimum, at least I want to see price coming here. That was our draw on liquidity. Before the news release, I told you guys that that will be our draw on liquidity on news. And if price is still volatile, I expected to see a run on this new day opening gap. But anyway, price didn't did that. Price cleared this equal low, right? So right now I can see where market can head up on buy side, but let's wait for other confirmation. It's not a strong confirmation yet. Dollar is dropping. Dollar generated another equal high. So if I take you on to the 4-hour chart, you can see that that's the equal high. So dollar took it and it left this equal high here. So if dollar is dropping, where can it drop to? Let's drop down to the hourly chart. If dollar wanna drop from this equal high, I'm not expecting a drop from this equal high, to be honest. I wanna see price smashing through this equal high that we have above, that this equal high, and then going to this BPR, balanced price range. Is visible on 4-hour chart. That's a fair value gap here, that's a CB, and that's another fair value gap here that aligns with this BPR, right next to it. So I can see two fair value gaps right next to each other. So that's a balanced price range, and I'm expecting a run on here and then a drop. But if price drops after taking out this equal high, okay, let's look at 50-minute chart. Where can price go? Price can come down to this rejection block. If dollar is dropping, I'm not expecting that, but if it's dropping, I'm expecting a run on this rejection block here, at least a run on this rejection block. And if price is still volatile, right, if price is going below this breaker block here that I outlined, right, that's our breaker block at 4-hour chart. So if it's going below that, we can expect to see a run on these lows, but that will mean indices higher, right? So a run on these lows and then this low here. Let's see what dollar does. Gold just dropped, huh? Very nice drop. Okay, on Euro USD, you can see price delivered our draw on liquidity here, this sell side liquidity. Price did deliver it here again, very nicely. This delivery was like, if you like don't look at the week, right? Just forget that there's this big week. Other than that, just keep in mind this candle body. That's where the liquidity is. This week that you see is just manipulating. It's just the manipulation. The volume, all the volume is inside this body, and I can see it's supporting price towards the sell side. I want to see a drop on this rejection block on Euro USD, and then a run higher. Let's see if it does that or not. We do have these order blocks here, so if we are bullish on Euro USD, price will give us a signal after closing candles body above this order block. I'm on 50-minute chart, so if you drop down to your 50-minute chart, you can see price. Before, how do you, that's a very good question, but no one asked me question like that. How do I know which concept price will support? When you look at past price behavior, okay? Price changes is program after some time. When it's in a program, okay, in a selected program, it will deliver by following that program until it hits a drawn liquidity. So what's the program here? Price is respecting order block here. If you can see, that's a up close candle here, and if I mark it, what do you see here? Price respected this order block very nicely, right? And then this up close candle here, that's our order block. So let's see what price does here. I can see another order block here though. If I take you onto the 5-minute chart, it will become more clear. Every analysis on lower time frame becomes more clear. Yeah, I think the euro is respecting order blocks quite a lot. And if dollar is getting bullish, if euro is getting bullish, I can see our drawn liquidity here. So that will be our drawn liquidity if dollar is providing support for price towards the buy side. You can see a fair value gap here, right? And above that you can see relative equal highs. So if dollar is coming up, you can drop down to the 1-minute chart. If dollar is going above this order block that I marked on 50-minute chart, if dollar is doing that, you can euro is doing that. You can drop down to the 1-minute chart and you can look for a trade idea that will target this equal high here, this fair value gap, this unfilled fair value gap. But to me, I see the drawn liquidity here. I literally told you guys before everything happened, the drawn liquidity I see is here. And based on the past price behavior, I can see price respecting order blocks quite a lot. Price respected order block here, then 8:30 news. Forget about this week, okay? This week is just a manipulation. What price did price went above this up close candle? No, it respected it. If I put a line here, and if I extend it out on time, you'll be able to see that this candle right here opened lower, then this candle right here respected this order block. So on dollar, price is respecting order block and fair value gaps. Euro USD. Why am I saying dollar? Oh my god. So the drawn liquidity in this on this rejection block right here. Let's go back to our US30 chart. Yeah, look at this. I really don't like the price action right now, and I'm expecting a good price action next week. But this week you can see I marked the rejection block here right in front of you. This is a rejection block, and what do you see here? Price came down, hit this rejection block again, got support. So let's see if price takes this rejection block out or not, goes below this rejection block or not. Nothing is clean today yet. I think we will have a clean analysis after some time, after the 9:45 news, right? So it's 8:50 right now. Let's look at crypto here. I don't see anything to talk about on US30. Just if I don't see anything, what can I talk about? So let's drop down to the other charts and let's talk about that. Let's increase our knowledge plus experience. GBP USD. Do you guys trade on GBP USD? The people who trade on Forex, I think they trade there. On crypto, let's go to the 4-hour chart. On crypto, there was no impact at 8:30 news on crypto. Right, Ethereum, I'm looking at Ethereum. I trade on Ethereum, not on Bitcoin. It's just my personal preference, nothing like special. So the drawn liquidity on Ethereum that I see, Price provided liquidity towards the sell side couple of times, and then price is getting rejected from this rejection block here. That's a rejection block on 4-hour chart on Ethereum. And if I extend it out on time, you can see the price came down to this rejection block, right? That's a big week. If you measured this week, the way I trade, I measured the long week, and you'll be able to see the price got rejected here from the consequent encroachment of this week. So price did delivered buy side liquidity couple of times and generated equal high. That's a equal high. So what I'm expecting, okay, it's a long term, it's on 4-hour chart. What I'm expecting price to come up here and fill this fair value gap, or just tapped into this fair value gap and clear out these relative equal high that it generated. Ethereum follows algo quite a lot compared to indices and other chart, okay? Like if you simply measure a week, you will see Ethereum coming down to the week, getting rejected from the consequent encroachment of that week. So yeah, let's see if I can see a trade idea here on Ethereum. That's a relative equal high. It's not, price took it at 8:30 news. I think it's the 8:30 news impact. Price delivered to this equal high here, then got rejected towards the sell side. Forget about this week. This week doesn't matter. At 8:30 at high impact news, the week price generates, okay? Just forget about that. Keep in mind the candle's body. So to me, if you ask me where the draw on liquidity on Ethereum, I will say it's on sell side. Okay, yeah, sell side looks good to me. I can expect a run below this low here. That's a low here, so I can expect to see a run here that goes below here, 1893. That's the drawn liquidity. That's what I see. And if price is still coming up, right? If price is still coming up, and if I measure this big week here, and if you ask me how far price can go towards the buy side, I'm expecting a run on this consequent encroachment of this week, right? But at the same time, I see the draw on liquidity here at 1893. So let's drop down to the 1-minute chart. Let's see what Ethereum is doing. Relative equal highs here. Price generated relative equal lows here. Folks, look at this. These two low is relatively equal, right? And another low right here. So I can expect to see a drop from here after price clears out this equal high here. So that's the equal high. So let's see what price does. Equal high. Yeah, I want to see price coming up here. And now that I'm on 3-minute chart on Ethereum, you can see price got support from this BPR. So now that it got support from this BPR, I don't want to see it's coming down and going below it. If it does that, I don't have a valid trade idea. I'll just wait and see how price delivers here, and after price does a delivery here, after that I'll have a clean idea. So what I'm expecting right now, a run on this equal high from this BPR again, and then a drop. But let's see what price does. On US 100, nothing's happening, right? Let's look at US 30. Nothing. It's just consolidating, manipulating quite a lot. Look at that, folks. Look at US 30. That's our rejection block, right? Price came down again, got support from it. So you wanna trade in this condition? Not me. If you have a good knowledge about retail stuff, you can trade on this condition using that. But to me, to be honest, folks, the journey, when I started my trading journey, I started with I was only with retail concept for 2-3 months. I used Ichimoku Cloud to trade. I never found success in that. I never even understood that. And then I found ICT. So basically, after 3 months, I was retail for 3 months, and after that I moved to ICT, and I've been sticking with ICT for that long. So now the price got rejected from this inversion here, right? I want to see price remaining heavy towards the sell side on Ethereum. So our draw on liquidity on Ethereum will be here below these lows. So price didn't give me an entry, right? But let's wait and see what price does. After it delivers below these lows, we will have a clean analysis towards the buy side as we have relative equal high here. I like to see price coming up, right? After delivering liquidity towards the low here, I want to see price coming up and hunting this equal high here. If price comes up again, right, and rejects from this inversion, I will have a trade idea on Ethereum. So let's see how this candle behaves. Is if it's coming up again and hitting this BPR, right? Sorry, inversion that I outlined, I can sell from this inversion, but right now I cannot. I want to see a rejection from this BPR again. So it's not happening. Do you guys see how volatile crypto is compared to US30 and other stuff? Right? On Ethereum, it's always on low resistance liquidity run. Look at the moves here. It's way cleaner than US30. So when I'm like bored trading with US30 or like trading indices, I just move on to the crypto. And for like 1 year, I was trading demo on crypto. Then I moved on my live funds with crypto after I found consistency. And trust me, folks, crypto provides better than indices. Even forex, everything out there, crypto runs way more smooth. If you are an ICT trader, I highly suggest you to look at crypto on your free time and try to like see your models there. And trust me, folks, you will see it moving way more cleaner than it does on US30 and other stuff. Sometimes it consolidates. Other than that, when it's out of consolidation, it moves really beautifully. But the problem on crypto is you cannot time it. We can time US30 and indices, right? We have macros. That's what we use. Like we have 4 macros. I trade on 4 macros, and ICT has other macros. So what we can do on indices on forex, we can time our setup. But on Ethereum, on crypto, I've been trading it for like 1 year. I couldn't find like one. I found 2 macros that repeat, but it's not like high probability like US30. It repeats sometime and sometime it does. Most of the time it does not. So yeah, it's very hard to time the crypto market. You never know when the volatility will come in. So that's a fair value gap that I see on 1 minute chart, and above that another fair value gap. So what I'm expecting to see a run on this fair value gap. If price does that, right, it's moving quite aggressively. So I think it won't do that. It didn't give me a chance of entry. Otherwise, I would have entered here. I wanted to see, the thing that I wanted to see, it was something like this, okay? Price went below, right? Below this inversion. Price closed the candle's body below here. So what I was expecting to see, price do something like this. And then a drop. If price was coming back up here, that's the place where I would have entered, right? And I would have put my stop loss something like this. So entry here, then stop loss above this candle's high, right? And target this low. So easy to R. But price didn't give me a chance of entry. So let's just watch and see how this behaves. So Ethereum did provide a liquidity down here, clean liquidity. Let's see if it drops again. Now that it hit the fair value gap here, I'm expecting a run on this fair value gap. I'm on 1 minute chart, folks, so I'm expecting a run on here. Let's see what price does. Okay, do you guys trade on Shiv? Does anyone ever traded on SHIB? Like, that's a chart. You guys heard about it or not? SHIB USDT. Recently I'm liking this pair. You know, it's messy, it's choppy, it's not like Ethereum, but it does provide a clean setups. Forget about the week here, okay? It's not like every time you see a week on other chart, you want to measure it, but on SHIB, yeah, I've been looking at SHIB for quite a long, and you can see that how SHIB is like respecting algo. It did a stop hunt here, right, and then it generated a fair value gap. Look at the precision here, folks. That's the IOFED fair value gap, institutional order flow entry deal. When price just comes into a fair value gap, taps into it, and then leaves aggressively, that becomes a IOFED. So that means like institutional order flow entry drill, and you can see how price respected it. Then this order block here, like, don't fear this week, it's just manipulating. Okay, it's not clean as Ethereum, but SHIB you can trade there if you want. Like, to me, folks, I really want to move on to the crypto. I have an edge better than US30 on crypto. I can call market on crypto like continuously, and you will see me getting right every time, most of the time. So most of the money that I'm making right now, not from indices but from crypto. And just look at here, I'm doing a hindsight analysis. That's the order block, right? Respected order block, got respected. Then look at the fair value gap here, everything got respected. Like, if you can see the drawn liquidity on SHIB, it moves beautifully, beautiful moves following algo. Like, it gives you chance to enter again and again. And it's the same with other cryptos, other pairs. Like on Ethereum, if I move on Ethereum, you will see price respecting algo quite a lot. So price came up to this inversion again. Let me mark it for you. I'll wait for a rejection in candle. Okay, I can see a rejection. So me, I think if I was trading, I will enter here on this. Okay, it's a demo account, I'm not taking it on my live funds, and I can put a TP down below here. So let's see what price does. A stop loss can be above here though. So I want to see this candle that opened. I want to see a rejection from this candle. Let's see what price does on Ethereum. So execution was here. I think it's not a 2-hour trade, huh? If my execution is here, it's a 1.6-hour, right? Anyway, let's see what price does. I'll trail my stop loss if I get the move the way I wanna see. There's an inversion here, so inversion. By the way, if you wanna trade on crypto, trade with Qcoin. Qcoin is like one of the best broker I've ever used compared to Binance and others. If you are trading on Qcoin, and if you are on Canada, I'm on Canada, so Qcoin is how do you say it on English? Qcoin is valid on Montreal. In Montreal, Binance and other stuff is not valid. So US30 is just beaching today. I have no freaking interest to trade on US30 right now, but I will wait and see how price behaves like at 820 to 920 to 930. So now that price is moving in my favor, I'll trail my stop loss. And where can I put it? I can put it above this candle. Okay, why above this candle? You can ask me, Hydra, why are you putting your stop loss above this candle? What's the logic? The logic is price respected this fair value gap, right? That's a fair value gap. So if price is coming back up again like this, I don't want to see price going above this fair value gap here. That's another fair value gap here, right? So that's the reason I put in my stop loss here. And now that I trailed my stop loss, this trade, if this trade hits our TP, right, it will be a move for like 2.44 hours. So let's see what price does. if you have no experience trading crypto, okay, will fear the move here because it does not move like indices. Look at that, like crypto is very fucking volatile, okay? Suddenly out of nowhere it just stopped here. Look at that. This candle paused here, right? And suddenly it will become volatile. It will drop quite hard and then it will stop for like couple of seconds like this, and then it will drop or go above like this. So if you don't know what you are doing on crypto, you can lose a lot of money. So a beautiful rejection again in this candle from this fair value gap here. So that's the fair value gap here, right? Yeah, crypto is for members only, but you know, like I don't see anything on US30. That's the reason I'm talking on about crypto. Dixie is dumping. Dixie is dumping. Let's look at Dixie. Dixie is dumping. Why? Oh my god. Look at this, bro. What? I told you guys that I wasn't expecting this move. What I was expecting to see a run on this equal high, but anyway, dollar came down again. And look at US30, folks. It's not moving against dollar. It's just delivering with dollar. Dollar is delivering towards the sell side. US30 is delivering towards the sell side. What's happening? You want to trade in this condition? It's not a high probability condition at all. At all. If you're an ICT trader, be patient, folks, okay? Just leave today trading. To be honest, I'll continue tape reading, okay? But look at this. A drop on dollar. So what US30 should do? It should go to the moon, right? But is it doing that? No. Let's look at US5. Oh my god. Look at US5 500. I really don't want to talk about indices. Like, look at this. For like last couple of weeks, you guys saw it. Look at this move here. It's just following a trend line, right? And when it's coming down, right? When we ICT trader expect it to take out sell side liquidity, like after offering buy side liquidity in a major level, right? It should drop. It's dropping. Is following our stuff that we want to see. It following our analysis, but where it's not following, it just rejecting from rejection blocks. It's not taking out the lows. Look at that. Look at the rejection here. You can trade on this condition. I cannot trade on this condition. I have no shame saying that. Okay. I don't have an edge in this condition. So if I try to force a trade idea here in front of you, I will lose money. So let's look at crypto. I have no interest tape reading this shitty price action here. Rather, I wanna see what crypto is doing. I'm enjoying tape reading on crypto. Me, I push button on crypto on weekends. On my live funds, I did a live stream. If you guys wanna watch a live stream about when I push the button, right? You can watch. You can go on my YouTube channel and you can go to the playlist that goes like crypto, right? There you will see I did a live stream. And this weekend, tomorrow, I will do another live stream on crypto with my members. So where can I take a partial in this trade, right? I will take a partial. It's a big wick right here. So where can I take a partial? If I measure the wick here, I will take a partial at the at the consequent encroachment. So I have a 3 contract open. I will take like 1 off. And I will let 2 run to our TP. So that's the place where I build my experience, okay, folks? You saw me how I read price, okay? And you also saw me getting right. You saw me getting wrong less. So how I build my experience from crypto. Crypto, look at this, folks. Look at this, how price respected this inversion, okay? You can ask me like, Hydra, how do you know this inversion will get respected? Because it's an old inversion, right? You have to have a narrative first. If you don't have a narrative, Nothing, no concept on ICT. You will only get lucky. But if you want to make consistent money, you have to have a narrative. You have to look at higher time frames. So what do you see here? When I was watching, I was expecting a run on this equal high, right? But did price run on this equal high? No, from this inversion. No, it was getting rejected from this inversion here. That's the reason I told you guys that if price goes below, when price close the candles body below here, I told you guys that I want to see price dropping in this here. That's the drawn liquidity, right? If you guys remember, that was the drawn liquidity here. And I told you guys that price didn't give me a chance to enter. And I literally shared everything in details. I told you guys if price comes up here again and it rejects, okay? It came up here again at this candle and it got rejected. That's when I entered here. So do you see the logic? Are you enjoying the way I'm tape reading? So price generated equal low here, right? Equal low. So from where can price get support? From where can price reject? That's the order block here. If price is not respecting this order block, right? If price is not rejecting from this order block, I can expect to see a run on this equal high. These two candles, they are relatively equal. If you look at the top, okay, the high of this bullish candle comes in at 1900 and this candle 1900. So it's like one tick low. So I'm expecting a drop after price takes out liquidity from here. So let's see what it does. Price just delivered buy side liquidity here. So let's see if this drop happens. Mentor is saying to wait for a silver bullet. Really? Let's see. ICT. Levels I'm watching this morning. He's talking about these levels, huh? Okay, so Mentor outlined this new day opening gap. Oh my god, do you guys see the correlation between my analysis and Mentor's analysis? Like literally, he outlined the same thing I did in front of you guys, right? Is it different? No. I outlined this new day opening gap on US 100 and I told you guys that I want to see price coming up here. That's the drawn liquidity that I see. Do you guys remember? I outlined this fair value gap on US 100 and I told you guys that price is getting support from this fair value gap. So I want to see price remaining heavy towards the buy side. Look at that. Wow, that's when you know like you are on right side. Even if I'm getting wrong today, right? I'm happy because look at that. My analysis freaking matched with Mentor's analysis. And what he is saying, like I would like to see ES reach back above the new week opening gap, perhaps fill the new day opening gap from the last night at 6 p.m. in the Eastern Standard Time. So I told you the same thing before Mentor did. He shared this analysis 43 minutes ago and I shared it like hours ago. the same analysis. Do you guys see how it matched with my mentor's analysis? So anyway guys, so on this trade, I think if price is not rejecting here, it will hit my stop loss here from this fair value gap. If it's not rejecting from this fair value gap, okay, so what I did, how the way I'm saying that my analysis matched with mentor, you can see it here. If I take you onto the US 100 chart, and if I take you onto the 60-minute chart, right, 50-minute, literally when I open my stream, I told you guys that I want to see price delivering in this new day opening gap, right? It's same with US 500, and that's what mentor is telling us. He outlined the same fair value gap. Look at my analysis. To the tick, it's similar with mentor. Wow, I'm really blessed, you know. I don't know about you guys, if you guys can see it or not, but to me, I'm really happy. If I don't even get a trade today, I'm not sad, because my analysis matched with mentor. Mentor himself outlined the same thing I did here. So look at this, folks. Like US 30, I really don't want to trade on US 30. Look at this. It's every time I see this rejection block here, price getting support from this rejection block, I really start hating US 30. On Nasdaq, we are seeing a clean move, right? Compared to US 30. US 30 is bitching around. On Nasdaq, I don't know if you can trade in this condition. It's just so volatile, and on Nasdaq, and it's in seek and destroy mode. Look at every candle that opened here. Look at every one of these candle. So this candle opened, then this candle. Okay, so my stop loss got hit on Ethereum anyway. So that's a candle here, right? And what do you see here? It opened here, went below, hit this inversion. I guess it's an inversion, and every candle that opened is like it's providing liquidity both side, generating long wick, big wick. So it's not a favorable condition for me. Let's go back to Ethereum, okay? Let's go back to Ethereum. Let's see if I can take a trade on Ethereum on my live funds rather than pushing button on demo. Right, okay, so price got rejected from Ethereum 1 minute chart. Yeah, so it generated equal low here, but it didn't took it out. It got rejected from it anyway. So that's the reason, like when I see a low probability condition, I take it on my demo rather than taking this trade on my live funds, because on demo it doesn't hurt me even if I'm wrong, okay? But on demo I can build my experience, and if I see high probability condition, the high probability condition will be price coming up here, right, taking out liquidity from here and then dropping. That will be a high probability condition, and I will be able to take this trade on my live funds. If prices, so what I'm expecting is something like this. Price coming up, right, providing liquidity in these equal high and then rejecting towards the sell side. So that's what I'm expecting. Again, this inversion is not valid anymore. Now that price used it again couple of times. So how many times I use the inversion? That's a very good question. I think 3 or 4 times. After that I closed that inversion, because from my experience what I saw is like price respect the inversion 3 or 4 times max. But if you extend it out on time, you will see it price respecting it, but it becomes a noise, you know. So I only use the inversion 3 or 4 times, and after that I close it. And look at the power of inversion, folks. That's a CB right here, right? So price went below this CB, provided support towards the sell side, and when price went above and closed the candle's body above this fair value gap, right, what do you see here? Price got support towards the buy side from same fair value gap. So this CB was supposed to provide liquidity towards the sell side, right? But what do you see here? Did it provide a support towards the sell side? Yes, it did here once, twice, but then it got failed. Once it got failed, what do you see here? Price used the same CB as the inversion, and it provided support for price towards the upside. So let's wait and see what happens. We are inside of our macro though, so let's go back to US 100. I think US 30 is gonna be just pitching today, right? US 30. US 30. I don't see anything on US 30, to be honest. I do see a breaker block here. Price did a stop hunt here. But at the same time, I do see relative equal highs. So it's not a favorable condition for me to take a trade. I will not touch US 30 today. Oh, someone is saying potential bearish breaker on US 500. Okay, let's see US 500. That's a higher high, right? And that's another higher high. And there's no equal high though. So our breaker block, let's look at higher time frame. Let's see if price has a higher level of drawn liquidity. Price tapped into this volume imbalance. It did or not? It didn't. So that's a volume imbalance on US 500. And did price tapped into it? No. So I'm not gonna take the macro that I'm seeing here because of the news, folks. Like at 9:45, we have a news, right? And there's no clean setup. I don't see a clean setup. I do see a setup. That's a breaker block. These down close candles right here, right? That's our breaker block. But I also see a drawn. I also see a higher level of drawn liquidity. This volume imbalance. If price was tapping into this volume imbalance, then I would have had a clean analysis. But price left this drawn liquidity on higher time frame and now it's moving lower. It's manipulating. After it taps into this volume imbalance, that's when I will expect to see a drop. After that, not before. Not Mu is gonna push a button right now. So let's look at Nasdaq. Nasdaq did hit our new day opening gap, right? The gap I was expecting to see to get hit, and it did it here. So that's the gap I was talking about. If I take you onto the 60-minute chart, you will see that's a new day opening gap, right? Price tapped into it. That's our rejection block here. Now that price is getting rejected from rejection block, I want to see price getting rejected from this rejection block too. If it does that, we can take a trade now that we are inside of our macro zone. So let's go back to the lower time frame, and you can see the price rejecting. That this blue shaded box that you see here is our rejection block, right? So price came up, getting rejected from this rejection block. Where is our breaker block? In this choppiness, if you ask me to mark the breaker block, I will mark these down close candle here. But I will have a strong confirmation if price comes up, right, and taps into this midway. Then I will have a clean confirmation and I will take this trade on my live funds if it does that, and if price is showing willingness to reject towards the sell side after hitting the midway of this new day opening gap, right? Because if price is coming up, it will take liquidity from here, from this new day opening gap, from the consequent encroachment. So yeah, anyway, if it does not do that, I'll push the button on demo, but not on my live funds though. I will not take a trade with this kind of in this kind of scenario on my live funds. Rather, I will try and see if my trade idea works or not. So that's how I use my demo account. If you guys ask me like how do I use the demo, I use it like that. If I see a low probability condition, I don't stop myself. I take it on demo. If I see a high probability condition, I take it on my live funds. You have to get out of the zone, like you have to get out of the emotional zone, okay? So the trade idea, once price closes the candle's body below, our trade idea will be like this. Do we have a target? We do have a target. We do have this equal low right here, and we can put our TP in this fair value gap though. Sorry, there's no fair value gap in this inversion. So if price wanna reject, it can get rejected from this inversion. So a partial, once price closes a candle's body below, I will drop down to the 1 minute chart, and a partial would be in this inversion right here. It's a demo trade, okay? It's a low probability condition. I have no interest to push button in this condition on my live funds. I did yesterday, you guys saw me, and I got 2 partial, and after that you guys know what happened. It went back up, hit my stop loss. So I prefer to be safe. This week I only placed one trade, one fucking trade. Only one trade. I got two partial. Like I took like 80% of my position off. So I made a small amount of money, and I'm happy with that. Last week it was good for me. I did 4R. I got like 4.5R last week. If you guys watched me live streaming last week, I took those trades in front of you. And one trade that I took 2R on my live stream, that's how I got 2R. And then I did trade it on Ethereum. That's another 2R. So last week I got like 4R. This week I got like 1.8R. So I'm not in a loss. Are you in a loss? Yes, you are, right? Do you see how I avoid my loss? I take a loss on demo. Does it hurt me? No. So why are you forcing a trade idea in this low probability condition? Take that trade on demo, okay? Take that trade. It will help to build the experience. If you are taking this trade on live funds, you will do revenge trading. Don't trust me? Do it. Do push the button. I can bet, okay? 300 people watching me here. At least 250 people did revenge traded this week. Didn't you? Don't lie, you did. Okay, in a trader, if you think about a trader mindset, okay, it's similar. Every newbie trader, they have a similar mindset. Everyone is greedy. So once they control their emotions, that's when the magic happens. So price is getting rejected from this rejection block that I outlined, right, on US 100. US 100 running quite well compared to US 500 and US 30. That's the reason I'm here. So that's our rejection block. I'll just mark it. Rejection block. And that's our breaker block here. So I want to see price closing in candles body below. But the way price is rejecting, like in each of these candles, look at the big wick. So what is this? When you see scenarios like this, what does that mean? That price is now in a high resistance liquidity run. It's a low probability condition. So our breaker block is here. It's not activated yet, but I'm expecting this breaker block to get activated. Sheikh Ghazi is saying, you said something profound yesterday. The Holy Grail isn't a system. The Holy Grail is patience, something to that effect. And that is the truth. Yes, that's the truth. Like the Holy Grail, a breaker block is not a Holy Grail. You can literally be profitable by trading retail concept, okay? The retail concept that the folks use, like trend line and all that stuff, I don't know about them quite well, but if you do trade with them and if you are patient, trust me, you will make money with those concepts. Nothing is exceptional with ICT concept. The thing that is exceptional with ICT concept is that you can build a rule, okay? You can have a model with ICT concept that comes with patience. You can find the rules with ICT concept, and it's so clean compared to the retail concept like trend line. Everyone is using trend line, but where's the rule? What's the rule? There's no rule on trend line. You cannot time a trend line, right? But you can time ICT concept, and it repeats. That's the magic of ICT concept. And another holy grail is to know when to trade and when not to trade, right? Like this. You can be patient here, right? You can be very patient here in this condition, but if you don't know when to trade and when not to trade, that's something that comes with experience, folks. And if you don't have that, nothing to say. So price got support from these order block. That's not a breaker block anymore. So this rejection block is not valid anymore. Price came up, right? That's what I was expecting to see. Price coming up in this new day opening gap, getting rejected from this midway here, right? I've been literally preaching that. So let's drop down. I can see a last down close candles here, right? We have a news at 9:45. So if I drop down to the 1 minute chart, let's see if I can see a breaker block. Yeah, so this down close candle here becomes our breaker block. I'm on 1 minute chart. So if price closes the candle's body below, I think I will be able to take a trade. Yes, price did a stop hunt here. Price provided major level of buy side liquidity here again. And on US 500, look at US 500, how is like delivering towards the buy side, just as the mentor outlined. But I outlined it before mentor. Look at US 30. I really don't want to look at US 30, so guys, I'm just gonna avoid US 30 today completely. So that's what I've been preaching since the start of my stream. I told you guys that the draw on liquidity on this new day opening gap, and I want to see price coming up, getting rejected from this consequent encroachment or midway or whatever you say from here, and then I will have a clean analysis. That's what I told you guys, right? So I'll take this trade once price closes the candle's body below. What will be our target? Our target will be this right here, and below here we can put our TP, right? I just want to get done as soon as possible in this scenario. I don't want to hold my trades and getting emotional. I'm a human being, okay? And one truth I will tell you guys, like, you cannot, like, if you think like you can get out of the zone, that you will never think about getting greedy, getting impatient. It never happens. You are a human, I'm a human. I will have impatience, I will have like greediness inside me, but that's what you will have to control continuously. If you can control it continuously, that's when you will be able to master it, master your emotion. But it's very, very hard, folks, like, to control your emotion. Like, I can see a setup, but I really want to take it this setup on my life funds, but based on this condition, I don't, you know. So if price is coming back up here again, I will take this trade, and let's see what it does. Our 2-hour target will be here. Price didn't give us a chance to enter. This candle is moving towards our target aggressively. So our rule is like, once price closes the candle's body below, we should wait and see if, yeah. So let's see if this candle rejects. If it does reject, yes, I'll still wait. And I'll see like what it does. This candle here and the next candle that opens, I'm taking it on demo, not on my live funds. I'll put like 10 contract here. And yeah, let's hop in. Oh my god, I hop in late. Why? I pushed button here and it opened here. Lol. Anyway, I'll put my stop loss here. Entry was here, right? And our 2-hour target will be here. I'm not taking this trade on my live funds. I don't want to. So 2-hour target will be here. A partial will be below this low. I think this fair value gap will get failed, so a partial will be down here. I have 10 contract. I will take off like 4 here. So trade, create a new 5. Let's see, 5. What happened? I was supposed to put a limit here, not close the position. What the hell? I accidentally closed it rather than putting a limit. Okay, I think I will take off like 2 now that I have 5. Limit. Okay, now it's good. So you can see price is rejecting from this breaker block again. Very nicely though. This rejection, I like this rejection. Look at US 500. It's going towards the moon. Okay, let's put the dollar chart here. Let's see how dollar is behaving. Dollar, wow, this drop was aggressive. Okay, that's a fair value gap that I outlined, right? I told you guys that that's an inversion right here. I think it was from 3-minute chart, and you can see the price got support from it. So I was supposed to take a partial here. Because of my late execution, I put the partial here, but you can see my analysis was clean. I told you guys that I wanted to see a partial here. If I was entering here, right, I would have taken a partial here, but anyway, let's see what it does. It's on demo, so I'm just watching if my trade idea is correct. I didn't took it on my live funds. I have no interest to. Like, to you, you want to make a lot of money. To me, if I'm only pushing the button once in a week, I'm making a lot of money. Because it depends on the capital, folks. If you have a small capital, you will make less money. If you have a large capital, even with one trade, you will make a lot of money. I don't like this choppiness, the way price is getting rejected, you know. High resistance liquidity run, folks. High freaking resistance liquidity run. Look at every candle here. Look at, is it a favorable condition to trade? Tell me, is it a favorable condition for you to trade? That's what high resistance liquidity run looks like, and you should avoid trading in this condition. Don't become greedy, folks. Even if your trade idea is correct, you should not like think, oh my god, why I didn't took this trade on my live funds. No, don't do that. There will always be a chance. I'm literally coming out here and outlining setup every day in front of you in my macro zone. So is there a lack of setup? No, there's not. So price went above this breaker block again. Romeo in the house? How? He is not the Romeo. The Romeo that I know from Twitter, he is not that person. He is another Romeo. So price came up again and got rejected from this breaker block, right? Look at this, folks. Like, that's a relative equal low, right? So price came down here, and what do we expect? We expect to see price coming down and taking it out, right? That's what I see on low resistance liquidity run, and that's what you see on high resistance liquidity run. Okay, that's a rejection block here. Okay, if price gets support from this rejection block, I'll close my stream today. I have no interest to trade if price is getting support from this rejection block. Look at that. Look how price is rejecting from this rejection block. Why? US 30 what? US 30 is moving. Okay, US 30. Okay, so US 30 did hit that volume imbalance that I outlined, right? So it's getting support. So I'm expecting to see a run on this buy side liquidity on US 30. So let's see what it does. Now that price closed the candle's body above this volume imbalance, right? So I want to see a run on this internal buy side liquidity, and then I think we can expect to see a drop. Yes, price generated a lot of relative equal lows. US 100. High resistance. You want to see how high resistance liquidity run looks like? It looks like this. Okay, we got a partial here. So if I toggle on my executions, you can see that the execution was here, right? And here by mistake I closed 5. I wanted to put a limit order here. Rather I bought 5, so just ignore that. Okay, our TP will be down here. So now the price gave us a partial, right? I will trail my stop loss and I'll put it here. So now that this trade showed me that I was right, do I care? No, I don't. I literally don't. I have no emotions that I missed a setup like this that would have hit my TP. Because folks, trust me, I know I can come tomorrow on Ethereum and I can find a setup. Can you trade on Ethereum? You can't. I can come on Sunday when everyone is like going to bar club. I can make money here. So that's a clean trade idea that you saw here, and it was all predicted. It wasn't a good price condition, otherwise I would have taken this trade on my live funds. Okay, you saw me calling the whole freaking move from the beginning. So let me remind you. So I outlined this setup. I outlined this new day opening gap here, right in front of you when I started my stream. Do you guys remember? If so, I told you guys that I want to see price getting rejected. It's nothing hindsight, nothing like two-way. I've been literally preaching I want to see a rejection from this consequent encroachment. I want to see a rejection from this consequent encroachment. I literally was telling you guys, if price does that, I will have a clean analysis towards the sell side, and price did it. This move here, it was all freaking predicted. And if I take you on through the 5-minute chart, things will become way clear. Oh, sorry, on 1 minute. Right after price hit this inversion, the consequent encroachment of this new day opening gap, I outlined this breaker block. Do you guys remember? If so, once price closed a candle body below, I told you I want to see the next candle, that very next candle that opens. It's coming here, and then I will enter. So where did I enter? I pushed the button here, but this move was aggressive. It opened lower anyway. Okay, and then I was supposed to put a limit order here. I bought here. That was a mistake. And I took a partial here at this low. Do you see the logic? That's a level where you should take a partial. That's a relative equal low here. And I targeted 2R, and you can see price delivered 2R beautifully. Isn't it beautiful, folks? If you enjoyed my tape reading here, hit the thumbs up. Can you do that? 300 people watching, folks, and only 93 thumbs up. I don't think so like anyone on YouTube does stream like this, calling market like this beforehand. Anyone do that? Does anyone do that? Tell me. I literally take you deep inside my head. I don't hide anything. I'm not charging anything to you. So hit the like button, smash it if you appreciate it. So let's look at Ethereum. Someone is saying Ethereum is did you make the video on IPTA? Not yet. Like I will drop that video very soon, but not yet. Ethereum, Will is saying Ethereum is moving as you planned. Okay, let's look at Ethereum. No, I plan to see Ethereum come up here, right, and then move lower. But Ethereum rejected after taking out liquidity from here and from this fair value gap. So yeah, it didn't move as I wanted, but it moved towards the sell side. That's what I wanted to see. My execution was here. My stop loss got hit here, right? That was a very, you can see that it's an aggressive move. So that's the reason I trade on Ethereum, you know. Like on Ethereum, like on crypto, suppose I put my TP here. But look at the move. This move is aggressive, right? My TP will get activated here. Even if I'm taking trade on the best broker in this world, in this aggressive move, my TP won't work. So sometimes, like when on crypto, I take a big loss, even though I'm following my risk management, but because of the volatility and because of our shitty broker, you know. And sometimes I get more than I expect. So because of the volatility right here. Someone is saying Kimmel. Who is Kimmel? Uh, Wakar Zaka do that too. Who is that? Always a pleasure to hear you, Hydra. Thank you. Okay, great. I didn't miss it. Thanks, man. Was traveling these last few days. That's good for you, Chitan. You know, Chitan Parmar. That's very good for you. You should not. You avoided trading this week. You did a very good job. Nice trade, bro. I took the same off the breaker on NQ. Keep up the great work. Tell me you took it on demo. Carter, if you took it on live funds, I'm blocking you. Thanks, Hydra. I'm liking this breaker block strategy. It's like that's all I see now. Yes, it's easy to see. You just need to draw like couple of lines, and that's it. Ethereum didn't reprice to premium on 50-minute and just dropped from very near. Yeah, that's the reason I told you guys that I want to see Ethereum coming up here and then a drop. If it was coming up here, then I would have pushed the button in front of you. I was watching Ethereum on my other monitor, but it didn't. It didn't follow my analysis, but it followed my vision. My vision was to see liquidity getting provided on sell side. It did that. Kimel Bashes ICT. Who's that dude? I really don't know Kimel. Okay, so you can see how price rejected. So that's a sniper exit, right? Our exit was here, and you can see that after the trade I put, it closed, price just rejected, right? Do you guys see the precision? What about Dixie? Dixie, look at Dixie. I have no idea about Dixie. Just like I wanted to see a drop, not from here, but from the relative equal high that it has above here. A drop from here, but a drop happened before I was expecting to see it. The drop happened after price took these relative equal highs and from this rejection block right here. So yeah, I don't like this drop at all. I wasn't expecting it early though. I was expecting this drop, but not that early. So we had a news at 9:45. So do you guys see that? Why I told you guys that I can trade that medium impact news PMI. I don't fear PMI. Do you guys see it? PMI is tradable. That news is tradable. It comes with low volatility. That's a medium impact news. Even if that a high impact news, the PMI, you should not fear PMI. You can trade PMI and EUOM, that news. I trade it. So if I see it as a setup in future in front of you, I'll take it. Ragnark is saying, I did not understand the breaker block properly until I discovered your live stream. It's easy. It's easy, bro. Like, look at this. I just drew a couple of lines and just like think about the higher time frame, right? So the confirmation with the breaker block, you have to have a confirmation with the higher time frame. Was I looking at 1 minute chart all the time? No. Before I thought about this trade, I was looking where? I was looking at higher time frame. I was looking at this new day opening gap. So you have to have a higher time frame narrative if you are using this breaker block, then time, then a stop hunt, then a target, then execution. And if you have been watching me, I literally follow this rule to the tick. Is it worth looking at macro windows for Ethereum macro that I use or the ICT uses? It doesn't work on crypto. L Saint is saying, have you thought about being on ICT's Real Money, Real People videos? The interview I think you are talking about, right? where the interviews people where he interviews people using his strategy on his YouTube channel. Yeah, but to go there, like, you have to have a good amount of money. Like, you have to. I think the people he interviewed, they are like they have been trading for so long, and I really want to be in future. I think I will be there, inshallah. I really want to be. If mentor is interviewing me, that's like a dream come true thing, right? I don't have a VIP membership. I only have a membership on YouTube. It is basically for the trade reviews, and I haven't started doing it this week. I was really busy, so I'm sorry to my members here. You didn't got anything on the membership, but from next week, trust me, I will post stuff that you will like. This week I've been really busy with my family, so I couldn't do anything. And dollar, I don't see anything on dollar. Let's look at US 30. US 30, nothing yet. I don't see a clean setup. I do see price came up here, right? And I do see price generated relative equal high. So I'm not focusing on US 30 today. If you guys like trade, if you guys have been trading for 6-7 months, you know why I'm avoiding US 30, because of the choppiness. The way I trade, folks, I wanna see equal lows getting taken out before I execute in a trade. And what do you see here? Price took this equal low here? No, it generated more equal lows. So not me who's gonna push a button. I'm not a retail. I'm not gonna buy from here. It's for retails. You wanna be a retail, go ahead, do it. Nothing stopping you. So I wanna see this equal high getting taken out. But if price does not do that, it has a fair value gap here, and this fair value gap comes with a BPR. If price was taking out this equal high here, if price was going through 33,860, I would have entered in a trade here using this BPR, but right now I won't. Why? Because a equal high is here and it intact. Look at the breaker block entry at 3 minute. At 3 minute, what breaker block entry? There's no breaker block on 3 minute. If I see a breaker block, folks, I'll tell you. Sheikh Ghazi will be there, no doubt, my brother. Inshallah in future. In Dixie, entering a bearish breaker on 15 minute. Bro, do you do live tape reading every day? Yes, literally every day. I did live tape reading every day this week, but I don't know if I will be able to do it next week, because from next week I have my classes, and my classes start at like 8. So I can trade on my class because I do take my laptops and stuff there, but I don't think I will be able to do a live stream. But I'll be active on Telegram. In US 30, there was a bullish breaker at 430. At 430? What 430 are you talking about? When price got rejected from this BPR, right? I outlined it, and when this candle was printing, I told you guys that if price took this liquidity here, I would have entered here. And what do you see now? This BPR is getting failed. So BPR is a gigantic pool of liquidity. Price should reject from it, right? That's what we expect to see, but not every time. If you don't have a narrative, you don't have a logic, every trade idea that you see, it will fail like this. Some people who are unexperienced, newbies, they will think like, okay, price came up, price took this high here, right? If I mark the high here, you'll be able to see that price. That's a high right here, right? That's a swing high. So what the newbies will think, okay, price, now that price took this equal high and price going below and price rejecting from this BPR, I will enter. No, why? Price still has an equal high. And what does our mentor say to you? Never ever sell from if price is generating a double top. And what you are doing? Are you following my mentor's instruction? No. Then why are you here? Leave, bro. You don't belong here. You are a newbie and you will lose money. You have to have a logic like this. So now I see a breaker block here. and we are inside of our 950 to 1010 macro. That's a ICT approved macro. That's like a high probability macro. Do we have a target? Do we have a target? Let's look at the higher time frame. I don't see a target on the lower one. I can see a lot of imbalances that is unfilled, so we can target. We can take a partial at this volume imbalance, and we can target this fair value gap right here. So me, I will not take this trade on my life funds, even if it paints out the way I wanna see. I'm done for the week. I made enough money even with that two partial. It literally depends on the capital, folks. Imagine you have $100,000 capital, okay, and you are getting two partial. You are taking, suppose you are entering with a 0.5. You are risking 0.5% of $100,000 in this condition. So what's the 0.5% of 100,000? It's $500, right? So you are, suppose you are risking 500 and you are targeting to make 1,500. So I took like a partial, two partial yesterday. So I made more than what I used to make in a week, in a day, in a trade. So not me who's gonna push a button in my life funds, okay? It literally, trading literally depends on capital, folks. Once you have a big capital, okay, if you place a one trade once in a month, I think that's enough. Do you guys know Paladin? I think you guys know him, right? He's quite famous on Twitter. What he does he trade every day? Like I saw him telling like in 2 weeks he haven't took any trade in 2 weeks. Is he making money? Yeah, he is making more than me and you. So that's the thing, right? The holy grail is patience, to know when to execute and when not to execute. So that's our breaker block. Price took a high here, and that's our down close candles here. That's our breaker block. So let's see if price closes the candles body below here. And on dollar, if price does not provide a setup at 950 to 1010, I'll close my stream. Guys, can you hit the like button? 300 people watching. Can we get to like 200 likes? Can we do that? Okay, let's talk about dollar. Let's drop down to the 50-minute chart. On dollar, I outlined this rejection block to you, and I told you that I want to see price getting rejected from it, and it didn't came here. It got rejected from this order block here. That's the order block. If I mark it for you, that's the order block, and you can see how price respected this order block. If I measure this order block here like this, where does the consequent encroachment comes in? The midway here. Look at the precision, folks. Price came down, right? Got rejected from the consequent, sorry, the midway. Do you guys see it? Isn't it beautiful? It is. Next week, do we have news next week? Wow. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, every day. Okay, it's it's the beginning of the month, so yeah, you can see a lot of news here. On Monday we have news at 10 o'clock, so I think I'll start my live stream at 9:50 or something like this, like after 9:30, so that I can trade on PM session, because on AM session I don't think I'll be able to find a setup before the news. So on Monday I will start my live stream at 9:30. We will watch the news together, and after the news hits, after 10 to 15 minutes, I'll be able to execute. On Tuesday we have a news at the same time, so stream at 9:30. Wednesday, oh my god, look at Wednesday. But Wednesday will be very nice to tape it. I'll be here at 8, okay? I'll watch every single news with you together, and I will outline what I see, where I think the draw on liquidity is. Look at the news here.
8:15 non-farm payroll, 10 ISM, 2 o'clock FOMC, 2:30 FOMC press conference. So like the all major news at Wednesday. So Wednesday will be like very fun. I'll tape read like till 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock at Wednesday. On Thursday, after 8:30 on Thursday, I'll be able to take a trade. So I think on Monday I'll push the button. I think I'll be able to push the button on my live funds. I will avoid Tuesday before because it's before the high impact news, the major high impact news. So the days before the non-farm payroll and FOMC, it tends to be choppy. So I will avoid trading completely on Tuesday. Wednesday, completely avoiding. Thursday, I think I will push the button on my live funds, but Friday, no, not Friday. After 8:30, to be honest, after 8:30, I'll watch. So I think in 2 days, next week in 2 days, I'll push the button, but I'll be very cautious. Okay, so that's what I see it basically. And US 30 didn't close the candle's body below the breaker block, rather it's jumping towards the buy side. Do we have a higher time frame target? Let's see. Do we have a higher time frame target here? Yes, we have this high here, and this high is not taken out yet. So let's drop down to the US 500, US 100. 1 minute. Okay, so price got rejected from this breaker block again here on Nasdaq. Okay, you can see it here. That's our breaker block, right? I outlined to you before it got activated, and price got rejected from this breaker block again. So some people who are greedy, what they will do here, like after they see a rejection here, they will place a trade here. No. Why? You should completely avoid trading in this condition. Look at the condition here, folks. Either if you are trading in this condition, either you don't have experience, or you are new, or you don't make consistent money. That's the three probabilities, and that's not a good probability, right? So if price is rejecting, that's what I see, and from this breaker block here, right? And I also do see a fair value gap here though. So to me, I think now that price generated this equal high here, right? I want to see price going above that, and after that we can expect to see a drop, because we are still inside this new day opening gap, right? So for me to get bullish, price will have to go above this breaker block, and once price does that, we will use this breaker block as an inversion. Until then, I'm bearish on US 100. Wow, a lot of chat. I didn't look at chat. Chetan is saying, seems need to find non-US currencies again now. Trade on crypto. Do you use implied fair value gap? No. Romeo is asking, implied fair value gap, bro, it's very hard to spot. So if you know what is an implied fair value gap, like, it's one of the complex, it's not complex to understand, but it's complex to spot. Okay, I really don't understand how ICT was able to find it, the implied fair value gap. Like, you literally have to be a fucking addicted person in this chart to find it. So what a implied fair value gap is, suppose we have a fair value gap here, right? I'll draw it for you. Now that price is doing nothing, let's talk about that implied fair value gap. Okay, on Dixie, the Dixie is dropping, so let's see if this Dixie gets support from this order block again. If not, our draw on liquidity is here on Dixie. So Dixie dropping, index is gonna be going to the moon. So let's talk about the implied fair value gap. Once I outline it to you, you will get surprised, just like me. So that's a candle, right? So what a implied fair value gap is, a candle, price will have to have a candle like this, and week on both side like this. So the week have to cross each other, and once it does that, ICT sees it as a fair value gap. So where is the fair value gap? So what ICT tells us to measure the week on both side and mark the consequent encroachment like this. So that's the consequent encroachment, and then this week here, that's the consequent encroachment of this week. So what it tells us to do is measure the midway or the consequent encroachment of that week, and that becomes our fair value gap. So that will be the fair value gap like this. So now tell me, can you spot it on chart? To me, bro, me personally, I couldn't. Look at this. Can you? I can't. That's the reason I don't use implied fair value gap. And whenever I think about this implied fair value gap, I also do think like how ICT was able to find it. Me, I cannot even find a concept on my own. I haven't discovered a concept. None of ICT student. He literally is a genius. Michael is a genius. So let's see how price uses this fair value gap is inversion. Sorry, this breaker block as inversion. So if you are like learning from ICT and then you are at the same time, if you are hating on ICT, you are literally a goofer here. Okay, so don't do that, guys. If I see you like ever talking about something against ICT, I will fucking block you. Okay. I'm literally so grateful to ICT for like sharing these things with us. Will you be able to make a concept on your own? So why just hate on ICT? I'm saying it because I do see some people on Twitter who like you know who was a charter member, like Omar, a guy. You guys know him, Omar Agar. He's quite famous on Twitter, and what he does, like he literally learned everything from ICT, and then he's complaining about ICT. That's a fucking ungrateful person. Okay, so you should not do that. You cannot even invent a concept on your own, and then you are going on Twitter and then you are like bashing on ICT. Bro, he literally uses everything from ICT. And then he says like he invented this concept and then he invented this bullshit. The fucking prick. Okay, so do you see how price used this breaker block as an inversion? I told you guys that if price is not respecting this breaker block, it will use it as an inversion. Do you guys see it? So if you were like using it as an entry model, okay, you could have entered here. Once price closed the candle's body above this breaker block, so this breaker block is failed now. So what we can do, we can use this breaker block as an inversion breaker block like this, right? And what do you see here? Just as I teach you on breaker block, once price closes a candle's body below the breaker block, right? Execute at the second candle. What do you see here? That's an inversion breaker block, right? Price closes the candle's body above. When can you engage? At the second candle. Beautiful support towards the buy side. And what can you target? You can target this swing high. That's the nearest drawn liquidity. You can take a partial here, right? A partial would be here, and then you can put your TP above like where it makes sense for you. So for me, it makes sense at this candle slow because that's a mitigation block right here. So I'll put my TP here if I was taking this trade by using this inversion breaker block. So that's another concept, folks. Like I literally shared another concept with you, a breaker block inversion. Poor RR. Mike is saying that's a poor RR. No, you want me to take you deep inside this concept again. So suppose you are entering here. You are putting your stop loss below this fair value gap or below this candle. You are targeting this mitigation block here. That's a 2R trade, bro. You need more than that. Look at that. It just hit your TP. If you are like executing here, it would have hit your TP. 2R. Is it bad for you? Okay, ICT is back and price action seems to be following algo a bit better now. Yeah, he told like we should focus on silver bullet today, right? So yeah, you can see that on silver bullet price it did generated 2 3 setup. So do you guys see the reason now why I told you to I will put a TP here? Look at the candle how it's rejecting. Because that's a mitigation block, folks. Like you have to consider every possible place from where price can reject. Either you should take a partial there or you should put your TP there. So that's a mitigation block right here, folks. So I told you guys that if I was taking this trade, I would have put my TP here. Do you guys see the logic now? Price can come up and fill this fair value gap. So suppose you are not putting your TP here. You can take a partial here and you can trail your stop loss to your entry. So even price is getting rejected after like from this level, you are not like worrying about it. So that's a fair value gap here. You can take another partial here. So the model that I shared with you, the inversion breaker block, I shared the breaker block model with you. The way I shared it to you, no one, literally no one other than my mentor shared it like this with you. And no one trades like this other than me. Like price closed the candle body below the breaker block, then you enter the second candle. Did anyone came out with a setup like this by timing the market? You have a lot of ICT students, right? But did anyone came with one setup and told you that this setup repeats in these times? In these four, I gave you 4 times and I told you every day, every fucking day, you will see this setup repeating. That's a fucking guarantee. Go ahead and do it. I'm streaming live here in front of you. I'm literally executing. Before I was just outlining the setup. Now I'm executing in front of you. And you can see that price repeats this setup again and again and again and again. Katalin, hello Hydra, I'm new here on your community. I'm grateful for your teaching. Thank you, bro. I'm grateful that you find my teaching insightful. I'm not teaching basically, I'm just sharing what I know. And folks, so I'll end my live stream here. It's 10:14. If you guys enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up, show the support towards me. And I shared a couple of knowledge with you today. On Ethereum, you saw me getting failed, but did I care? No. On US 100, you saw me outlining a setup before it got activated, literally before it even came here. When price was here, I told you I want to see price getting rejected from the midway of this new day opening gap, and it did. After it did that, I took the trade, right? In front of you with logic, with precision, with one direction. And that's how I trade on my live funds. I just prefer to be a little bit safe on conditions like this. To you, I can understand, like some of you are new here and you have a very low capital. So to you, it matters if you're taking a trade every day or not. But to me, it doesn't matter, to be honest. If I'm taking a trade one day a week, and if that trade is giving me 2 hours, I'm done. I can be done for that week. If that week I'm getting 4 hours, that's like one of the best week for me. 6 hours, oh my god, it's like that's a lot of money. So yeah, so that will be it for today, folks. It's all about capital, okay? So build your patience first, build your capital slowly. It will take some time, okay? 6 months, 1 year, but once you reach there, okay, you will never have to think about money, and you will find patience inside you, okay? Look at me. Did I push the button in front of you like on live funds? No. Do I care? No. So with that saying, folks, patience is the holy grail. Other than that, I can share every setup with you. Setup is not a holy grail. Patience is. With that saying, I'm closing my live stream here. Take care and peace, guys. Bye bye.